And the main difference between all of things is that the process is fully auditable and deterministic on execution, because we don't use AI to generate responses because you cannot trust them, but to generate the process in an atomical way that needs to get computed to get to the result.
Welcome to GenAI Talks.
Hey, it's Rory from GenAI Works, and we're here today with David from Maisa. Let's get into it. What is it about Ray's Summit in particular that you think is exciting? Why are you here? What are you passionate about in this world of AI?
It's simply because I think that we are very early, and I think that the market has been hooked up on a narrative that is not really how this scales. I'm interested in hearing why everyone is saying that everything is working when you have 90% of the things not working on production, and what is the difference between the noise and the reality, and trying to listen from the leaders what they really see and how they can, if they can have deep conversations of if this is really working or not and what are you guys doing, because we have a very different perspective of AI that is right now working, and I want to challenge a bit. I like the challenge. Yeah.
So what's your perspective then?
My perspective is that it's very early. We do agentic process automation, which is at the end automation with AI. People have really worked with clients who are trying to scale because there are very deep pain points that are not solvable with current architectures. So, for example, AI has a main flaw, which is that it fails silently, meaning that it's not capable of telling you if it has hallucinated or not, and you cannot verify the answers. So even if you do very complex extraction of a document, you are throwing a coin to the air because it might have some failures that you don't know about. And we think at the same time that people are building on architectures like RAG and very complex architectures, embeddings and knowledge graphs and all of that, and even agentic RAG. And they probably are not thinking that today AI goes in a slow motion, and in a few years from now it's going to go up to maybe 500,000 tokens per second at some moment. And everyone that is building in that direction will collapse, simply because the amount of information will be so big that no human will be able to process the work that AI has done, because it's months of work in a few minutes. We think that it's better to scale AI as the core of an operating system, in a way. So 3 years ago, we started working on that. Then Carpathy started speaking about the LLM OS, and we were like, okay, if the king is saying this, we might be into something. And we kept scaling that. And the kind of value that we end up delivering with this is that we have a product that enables the companies to assign tasks to digital workers, which are not chatbots. And the main difference between all of things is that the process is fully auditable and deterministic on execution, because we don't use AI to generate responses because you cannot trust them, but to generate the process in an atomical way that needs to get computed to get to the result.
If you had 1 billion euros to build one AI-powered system that reshapes society, what would it be?
Individual treatment for cancer diseases using CRISPR and AI to find specific pills, like to create individually made pills, vaccines and treatments to humans that have cancer or leukemias or things like that. I will dedicate all of the resources. If I have that, and I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing, I will focus on my efforts into that, because I think that the pieces are on the table. It's simply that requires still investigation and a lot of joining them, but I think that we might be very close to be able to do individual treatments for human diseases. And I think that that's what will absolutely reshape society, because we will be able to get rid of cancer and things like that I think that are very horrible.
What kind of even communication frameworks you might use in order to communicate with your employees?
You have to feel comfortable with change and absolutely have inside an understanding that nothing is in your control, and that very few things are, and that you need to feel comfortable in chaos and resilient, and you have to interiorize that it's not getting easier, it's always farther, and that's not easy to interiorize, because you have to be excited about that, and you have to enjoy being ignorant, which I really like. I encourage everyone to trust their gut, play with AI, and don't hear the community saying, this is the way, because no one knows. The paradigm has changed, and there is a new opportunity for newcomers that have passion to really disrupt what is possible. And I encourage people to do it.
Big ideas, real tools, bold moves. That's what GenAI Talks is all about. Don't miss what's next. Subscribe and explore more in our GenAI community.